Breaking news. You need to watch this video before October 1st. Bitcoin is getting ready to do something monumental. Take a look. Do you see this yellow line on our chart? This is the most important trend line in Bitcoin's entire history, and that is not up for debate. This goes all the way back to 2013. It played a critical role in 14, a critical role in 17, 19, 20, 22, and most recently 23, and here we are in 24. Bitcoin is trying to regain this yellow line, the most important trend line in Bitcoin's history. We're going to talk about what Bitcoin would need to do to regain this line and how likely it would be, and what it would mean for Bitcoin if we reclaimed this line, and also what it would mean for Bitcoin if we didn't. But October 1st is just around the corner for tomorrow, and you need to be ready. Let's get into it. By the way, I have something very important I want to share with you at the end of the video. Do you wish you were making more money in crypto? Do you want to recover those bad losses? Don't you just wish you can get buy and sell alerts right to your phone? I have good news and I have bad news. The good news, my indicator bundle is your answer. One-time payment, unlock it for life. Get money-making buy and sell alerts directly to your phone. It works for Bitcoin and all altcoins. It's great for day traders, swing traders, and long-term holders. Plus, this is the largest ever discount we've had. Sign up now and make 5 times more in this cycle with my indicator bundle. I've got bad news. The time is running out on the massive discount on the indicator bundle. Don't miss out. Stop procrastinating and go sign up right now. Save an extra $300 off when you sign up with crypto. Plus, sign up right now and unlock 5 trade alerts valued at over $3,000 completely free. I literally can't make it any easier. Go to cryptocrewuniversity.com. Give yourself this gift you can use for life. Go now. The clock is ticking. cryptocrewuniversity.com. Don't miss out. Clock is ticking. Here we are, Bitcoin US dollar index, and we are on the monthly chart. On the monthly chart, we've got this candle that is almost printing right before our eyes. We need to talk about the importance of this candle, because not only right now is it measuring up to be a bullish engulfing candle, it has the opportunity to reclaim this yellow line, to be a technical breakout candle. This would be significant, this would be monumental, but also if we didn't do it, what would that mean? In order to really understand the significance of this trend line, we've got to go back in time and we've got to start our journey in 2013. In 2013, Bitcoin was on one of the most historic runs of its entire history. And by the way, Bitcoin is about to turn 16 years old. And things are really heating up, because if you look at it, in the midst of Bitcoin's biggest, most absolute parabolic move of its entire history, right in the midst of it was this piece in 2013. Bitcoin had rallied from about $2 up to about $1,200, right? But when it reached this area, it was so overblown, right? It was so overextended. Bitcoin had to catch its breath because it didn't really respect market structure for this part of the run here. In the middle part of our run, there was no respect to structure, and it was entirely overblown, right? It needed to cool off. So this was a horrific crash that it saw here. And most people thought, oh my God, you know, this is going to be just the start of a monumental crash, but it was just a blip in the radar because Bitcoin was so overextended. It had a monumental crash, and this part of the market cycle is what started this trend line. This was a pivotal point in the market cycle. It was the most pivotal point. It was a breaking point where a lot of people thought, you know what? This is when we go into a long extended bear market, but Bitcoin just for a few months took a little breather, and then it was back off, and it went from, you know, roughly $50 back up to $1,200. in a really short period of time. This was an historic part of that market cycle, and that's what started our trend line. Because when we got to this level, it was extreme resistance for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 months. Our seventh candle was our breakout candle, and this was our confirmation candle. And when we had our confirmation candle, we had gone so parabolic, we needed to take a true breather, because that was kind of the second push of the market cycle, something that the Bitcoin bulls are hoping for the later part of this year, and especially into 25, is Bitcoin has the possibility to have a second push similar to this. Now, more on that in other videos, but let's get back to this trend line, because once we had this monumental rise, we came back and crashed down for 3 months right at this trend line, and then proceeded to dip below it as resistance. And it took hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of days to recover. And we finally got back up as resistance back in June 2016 with this huge wick. And then we fast forward to December 2016 holding support, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months in a row as resistance at this trend line, finally breaking above, going to our new parabolic high. And when we did that, when we were again overextended and we needed to come back down for a correction, where did we come to? What typically happens in market structures is when you have significant resistance and you break it, you confirm it as support, which we did exactly in this candle in May. Then we had our all-time high. Whenever you break resistance and confirm it as support, it often still remains as support, which it did here. We had come up all the way to 20,000. And we crashed all the way down to 3,000, but that was exactly our trend line, our market structure that we had been building since 2013, since the most important market cycle and the most important part of the market cycle happened to start this trend line, and it remained as the absolute bottom of the market in 2019, precisely to a T. Indicator bundle blowout sale, limited time only. Here's what my indicator bundle students have to say. Mark profited 50,000. Dr. George made 70,000 profit. Carl made a 300% trade and brings in steady income for his family. I want you to be next.
And now with Steve's plan, I'm actually up 32,000.
I experienced my first big winning trade, over 100% gain.
Get trade alerts right to your phone. Make 5 times more profit. I've got bad news. The time is running out on the massive discount on the indicator bundle. Don't miss out. Stop procrastinating and go sign up right now. Save an extra $300 off when you sign up with crypto. Plus, sign up right now and unlock 3 special bonus trade alerts valued at over $1,500 completely free. Give yourself this gift you can use for life. Once you sign up, see if you're a lucky winner to add my hybrid indicator to your cart. This is your chance to start dominating.
Don't be scared. Take the leap. It'll change your life. It changed mine.
Clock is ticking. Sign up now. CryptoCrewUniversity.com. Again, that's CryptoCrewUniversity.com. Fast forward, we went from 2019. We were once again, this was far overextended. This was the 14K top with the gravestone doji on the weekly that we called. We said that the mega crash was coming, and boy, did it ever. Most people blame this on the COVID crash, but it was quite literally because of the gravestone doji that we printed at 14K. By definition, gravestone doji is found at the top of a rally. It has a very thin body and a long upper wick, and it quite literally means trend reversal, and that's what this is. This is a trend reversal, and it reversed right back to its market structure. This trend line since 2013 was holding strong. Now, keep in mind, this was a huge wick here, right? So anytime you see a huge wick to the downside, especially on higher time frames, it means one thing and one thing only: huge momentum to the upside. Why? because the body's closed here, which is significant, but this long wick tells you one thing and one thing only: buying pressure, heavy, which means it dipped down to this level of about 3,000 and something to confirm a technical double bottom of the market, because Bitcoin typically double bottoms every market cycle, but Bitcoin just got so excited that rallied so quick to 14K, it forgot it didn't double bottom, printed a gravestone doji, and then it was like, oh yeah, sorry about that, I need to double bottom. If you look at the prior market, we double bottom, right? We typically double bottom. This was our technical double bottom, and it was bought up heavy from people who understand charts, right? We double bottomed, and yes, it was a COVID crash, but most people blame this on COVID. This had nothing to do with COVID. This is market structure 101, textbook, undeniable, right? So it was bought up heavy by people who are pretty smart, right? Maybe they watch our channel. We were telling people to buy during the COVID crash, and everybody in the herd, led by Grandma Betty, was calling us crazy. So we can see who's crazy now. So when you have a huge wick like that, pay attention, right? It just means we have huge potential to the upside, which we did. We had our first top here. We had our double top here. Where were we going to plummet to? Oh yeah, our market structure, which is what we did with this candle back in June 2022. Now, keep in mind, at that point, Bitcoin hadn't broken this trend line in hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of days. Since 2017 was the last time it was resistance, right? And here we were in 2022, 5 years later, and we broke it for the first time here. This was our breakthrough candle. This was our confirmation candle in September 2022. Remember, as traders, you don't want to trade based on the breakout or the breakdown candle. You want to trade on the next one that confirms with the body actually below. You can see the body here is above and below, and the body here is above and below. Those are not tradable candles. This, my friends, is where we had our candle close below. Our body was below. And by the way, we had a wick to the upside, which only told us one thing: we had huge momentum coming to the downside. When we got down there, you can see this big wick here pushing us back up, and especially this wick here pushing us back up, right? This candle actually started to hold as resistance again in March 2023, right? And if you remember at the time, right, 15, 16K, there was somebody on this channel screaming to buy Bitcoin when it was remarkably unpopular. We don't even need to roll the clip. You already know, right? You can see what happened after that. We had this huge wick to the downside as we entered our bull run. That only meant one thing and one thing only. But the problem is we ran into this trend line, and we were really like a magnet pushing us down. Then we entered phase one. Phase one moved sideways for a couple hundred days. If you remember, the way I trade is I told you guys I was buying at the bottom, and I told you I would finish buying after phase one is complete. Phase one was 200 days. For 200 days in a row, I said, I am going to stop buying Bitcoin and altcoins and stocks at the completion of phase one, right? So again, this is when Bitcoin was, still $25,000, and everyone was still calling me crazy, and they said we're about to crash down below 10. Now we know, right? We had this trend line above. It stopped us momentarily. We went sideways. We built really healthy market structure, and then we rallied once again to try to break this trend line that had now been since 2022 is when we broke down, right? So we broke down, and we rallied all the way back up, and we started to see these big wicks to the upside, right? This was an indecision candle. An indecision candle means that we had a large wick to the upside and to the downside. It represents a tug of war between the bulls and the bears. It just means that it was basically an even tug of war. This was our breakthrough candle. This was our confirmation candle. And we entered phase three of the bull. When we entered phase 3 of the bull, we had heavy resistance above our head at the prior all-time high market structure, and that's what held us into creating this market structure that we're in here. It's a move sideways, very similar to this move sideways. This was about 200 days. This is about 200 days. They both rhyme. The only thing different about this one is that we started it above as support of this trend line for the first time in hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of days since 2017. And we were momentarily held with some indecision here, and most recently going below here for the first time in a whole bunch of months. And we are trying to, this candle, reclaim what once was ours, right? As early as this 74K top, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months holding as support. And this was glory months, right? This was the top of our market cycle so far. This was building incredibly healthy market structure in the zones that we're in. But the problem is we started to hold it as resistance last month, which is not good to do during a bull, especially when we went from our bear market holding it as resistance, which is anticipated, right? For our bear market here, it was hundreds and hundreds of days as resistance. And then when we broke it, we had a very healthy time above making our all-time high prior to coming back down. But in this case, it was just a couple months above, and then we broke down. So we want to discuss more in detail this candle here and what it would need to do to really change the game. Take a look. As we looked and discussed this candle, you can see as we speak now, the body is clearly bigger, which means if it printed as it is now, it would be a very bullish candle in two ways. Number one, it would quite literally be a bullish engulfing candle. Just the facts. Not my opinion. This is not some prediction. These are just facts. If it printed like this, our human eyes tell us this green block is bigger than the red block. We can see it with our human eyes. That means it's a bullish engulfing candle, right? So that's if it printed as it does now. Now, what would it need to do to get above this yellow line? And let's talk about the second good thing it would do if it printed now, which is this huge wick to the downside. Now, some people would say, oh my God, a huge wick to the downside. Does that mean we're going down? No, it simply means we have momentum to the upside. Again, not a prediction. These are facts. If you see a huge wick to the downside, especially on a higher time frame like this, a monthly chart, it literally means momentum to the upside. Not my opinion. Bona fide fact, not up for debate. Now, that would be two really good things. If it were to print as this, it would be a bullish engulfing candle and heavy momentum to the upside, which means next month, we're probably going to be battling this yellow candle if we don't get above it this month. Just facts, right? Now, when we look at it, we can say the prior 2 candles ago was kind of an indecision candle, right? We kind of had this tug of war, bull and bear. I get it. Then we broke down, but when we broke down, we still battled the top up here, and we had this huge wick to the downside, which told us that we still had momentum on our side, which we did see this month. This month is going to potentially print as a bullish engulfing candle and still battle the upside and still have a wick to the downside, which means we will have 2 months in a row of momentum to the upside, trying to break this little old trend line that we've been playing with since 2013. Now, what would Bitcoin need to do to break above here? It would quite literally have to get above this area of about 70K, which would be legendary because Bitcoin has to take out its prior swing high of July, which was about 70, right? Bitcoin needs to get above there. So if Bitcoin were to print above this yellow line, it would not be a confirmation candle. It would be a breakthrough candle, and the following candle would need to be a confirmation candle, which by textbook definition would have to have its body confirm above here. The problem is next month, this channel rises, and this channel rises up to about 72.5K. 72.5K is our resistance for next month. And when you look at it for the following month, we're talking about November. We're talking about having this rise real quick, right? When you look at November, we're looking at 75.6K as our resistance. And when you look at the following December, Christmas time, we're looking at 80K. A number that's pretty important to the 5.3 theory. So when you start to put things in perspective, you can see, okay, we've got momentum on our side now. We're battling this 70 level. This 70 level has to take out the prior swing high of July, but things get really interesting the next handful of months, especially into 2025, when the market cycle is supposed to top towards the end of 24 or at the latest the end of 25, right? And we're not supposed to have a market cycle top in 26. We're supposed to have a bloodbath. At least that's what the charts are saying. So things are going to get very, very interesting. Now, I wanted to share with you the important thing that I mentioned earlier. Earlier in the video, I mentioned I have something very important to share with you. I just wanted to say thank you for your support. I really appreciate everybody's support. Now, if you're somebody who's relatively new to my channel, I can see and understand your perspective where it's like, oh my God, Steve is suddenly trying to sell things in his videos. What the hell is going on? Now, I can understand your perspective, but let me lay down some facts so you understand the whole picture. I have 4 sales per year, just 4. That's it, 4. And what we do is we do not take paid ads. I think there's only 1 or 2 humans on YouTube, or maybe 3, that don't take paid ads. Literally, I've turned down millions of dollars. All these companies are so dirty and they just want me to lie to you so that I can make more money and they can make even more by taking advantage of you. I think that's dirty and I think it's wrong. So this is my 8th year on YouTube. I've never taken even 1 penny. I've turned down millions of dollars. How many humans do you know in your personal life that are crazy enough to turn down millions of dollars to stand up for what they believe in that happens to be very different than what everyone else believes in? I believe in helping people and helping change lives. That's why I'm put here. So for me, the indicator bundle is really important. It represents people changing their lives. And I would be doing an injustice if I didn't promote it. Now, we only have 4 sales per year. There's 52 weeks in a year. Each sale is 1 week. In other words, 48 weeks of the year, I don't promote anything. And only 4 weeks out of the year, I promote something that actually helps people change their life. It's something that I built with my 2 hands based on my 20 years experience that helps people make way more money. I just want to state the facts here. Now, this is the cool part. This is how I set up the indicator bundle. I think this is really cool. Listen to this. So what I decided to do is, in my mind, I'm like, okay, let me create the worst case scenario. Let's say somebody signs up to the indicator bundle and they don't think it's good, which would be probably unheard of, that you could sign up to it and have it not be useful. I don't see how that would be humanly possible, but let's go with this scenario that that's the worst case. Let's create the worst case. Somebody will think it's worth 0. That would quite literally, it can't get any worse than that, right? Can we agree that that would be the worst case? I wanted to make a win-win situation, which means for that person that somehow signs up, which I think would be a chance of 0, but let's say they think it's worth 0. How can I still make it worthwhile to them? I added 7 trade alerts, which means when you sign up, you get the indicator bundle, but let's hypothetically say you don't think it's worth anything. I gave 7 trade alerts that will easily be worth double, triple, or quadruple of what you pay for the indicator bundle. In other words, if you sign up and somehow you think it's worth 0, which would be remarkably unlikely, but that's the worst case, you still get these trade alerts that will easily double, triple, or quadruple what you paid for the indicator bundle. In other words, I can't make it any easier. That's how I wanted to set it up. I wanted to set it up as an offer you can't refuse. an offer that literally is a win-win. Because a lot of times when you sign up for stuff, you're like, well, I don't quite know, what if this, what if that? If you know my track record, I've turned down millions of dollars to stand up for what I believe in and actually build products that actually help people. And I don't do paid stuff or any promotion of anything, even for 48 weeks of the year. If you know my track record and you know who I am, you know this is the kind of deal that I make. That's how I roll, right? You know that we also just updated all of the indicator bundle and made everything remarkably better. And everyone that signed up to the indicator bundle years ago, I'm supposed to charge them again. We added way more value and 2 new indicators. I didn't charge anybody. I don't believe in that. I don't think that's right to do. Everyone else in the world would have, not me. I don't roll like that. So, I tell it like it is. The indicator bundle is remarkable. It's remarkable. It'll be highly, highly, highly unlikely that you don't think it's great. But even if you did think it's not good, it's still incredibly valuable because of the 7 trade alerts will easily double, triple, or quadruple your money. So I just wanted to state that. I think it's highly important. And now you understand it from my perspective in a really black and white and transparent way. That's how I roll. So I want you to finally wake up. Your results are not good. You've been trying a whole bunch of different things and they're not working. The indicator bundle is the thing that you have finally been looking for. It's right here in front of you, but the clock is ticking. Go sign up now. I'll see you on the inside and you'll see. A lot of people say this about me. They say, Steve's videos are so valuable. And when they sign up to my paid stuff, they're like, holy, you know what? I put so much of my time, energy, blood, sweat, and tears to make it the best. And you'll see. I'll see you on the inside. From Mark, Steve's education made all the difference. We profited $50,000. From Dr. George, in just 1 week, I made $70,000 profit using Steve's indicators. Carl, I made 300% trade with his system. CryptoCrewUniversity.com. Don't miss out. Clock is ticking. Check out what my indicator bundle can do. SHIB USD turned 10,000 into 30,000 with this quick buy and this quick sell. Bitcoin turned $10,000 into 147,000. Ethereum turned 10,000 into 270,000. CryptoCrewUniversity.com. Don't miss out. Clock is ticking. Stop leaving money on the table. Sign up now and get buy and sell alerts directly to your phone for the rest of your life. Recover those losses and make 5x more in this market cycle. Save an extra $300 off when you sign up with crypto. CryptoCrewUniversity.com. Don't miss out. Clock is ticking.